Astralis versus SK, our first semi-final for the Intel Extreme Masters Oakland. The Danes may very well be feeling that little shudder of that semi-final choking curse. However, they have got an opportunity to bounce back. Mirage is our second map after getting so close to what felt like an unbeatable SK on train. Now they have to go ahead and do it on their map pick, Mirage. And quickly to explain exactly how things could go down, I've got YNK and Dazed. And now, no frills, some serious analysis. The first question, very to the point, Dazed. Can we call Astralis loss on train a choke? And it has to be quick.
Okay, so people think of a choke when you fail to end,
yes.
But really what Astralis did was they dug themselves in a hole, losing those last two CT side rounds. That's what made it so difficult at the end. Then they also had those two opportunities when it was 14-9, 14-10. They lost that force buy, they lost the following round. That is when they really messed up. It wasn't late in the game. It was those two opportunities that they had to close that out. 2
rounds, 2 opportunities, and they squandered both of them. That does leave them onto Mirage, though. And now, Yanko, you have had the mindset in the pre-match that Mirage was going Astralis' way. Could you explain as to why?
I think it's more so that SK has been lately really shaky on the map, and that affects your confidence as well. They lost 4 out of their last 5 games. Sure, some of them have been against, opponents like Na'Vi, like VP, juggernauts on a map like Mirage. But that was throughout the year SK's first pick. Coming into a best of 3, Mirage was probably the map they would have picked the most coming into a tournament. So in one hand, you can't count them out. There's always that possibility of them, finding their groove and hitting that all 4 on the map. But on the other side, it's just not their comfort pick at the moment.
It's a very good point you raise. I mean, if you look at the last 4 or 5 losses on Mirage, they have just been losing to Cloud9, Fnatic, VP, and even Na'Vi. I mean, it's just been a kind of a bit of a whitewash for that. And that used to be, I mean, days you remember the Kaboom days where this was Mirage Viva Brazil.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit before. It's gotten stale. People know their setup. They're ready for it. The AA ramp push that they used to do so frequently, people are ready for that. When they double up Cat, Taco and Cold, they're ready for that. Right. They're ready for Cold's rotate, coming towards ladder and A early, right? And they also know that you put Taco on like a complete island at B. He's almost always there by himself. Cold a lot of the time doesn't help him, goes into ladder room, etc. So they need to come up with some fresh ideas if they want to continue to improve on this map.
Leaving Taco on an island at B. Now, I have to ask you a question. Is this just Taco's role? Because we were talking about this on train as well, right? He just gets left on the site and he does a spectacular job. Is it just something that he has, he specializes in? Is something that he's very good at? I mean, I'm assuming that's quite a unique skill.
I think he absolutely is one of the better solo B players there are right there. And he does a very good job of understanding the position he's in. When he is alone on an island, you won't see him always trying to make a play or anything. He realizes he needs to buy time for his teammates. So he will try his best, to hold people off, buy that time, maybe get 1 kill at best and stay alive, right? That's his mission in that type of situation. You see players at times not being aware of that and trying to do too much, and that puts their team in a bad spot.
And I think the big question surrounding not only Taco, but in terms of what that role involves, I want to ask you, how much of it is finding information? Because I mean, surely there's a balance to strike, right, Dazed? You want to tell your team that there's something being set up, but you also don't want to be first to fall and the team have to rotate into it.
Well, one of the things you'll see is when Taco does go aggressive on that B on that B palace, is that he usually has a backup plan and tells Cold and tells Fallen earlier in the round that they can go aggressive, or that he will go aggressive. So that way, if he dies or if he goes 1-to-1, oftentimes if you go 1-to-1 and you think they are doing a B strat, they'll immediately try to go into the site. But then SK will be ready for that. They'll have Cold set up. They'll have Fallen in a quick rotate towards the market area, things of that nature.
Also, to touch just a little bit on individual performances in that first map, sure, FNX had a very, very quiet game for the better part of it. Then towards the end, he had that super impactful 3K. But I think Device has been a little quiet for Astralis in a sense that some of the shots that perhaps he would usually hit, he missed them this time around. And I think that Device is a player who is much more important to Astralis than FNX is for SK, right? For Astralis right now, at the moment, especially so close after a roster change, he needs to have a good, solid game for Astralis to be able to take SK down. And on a map like Mirage, where he's the primary operator, you need to be moving around a lot. There's a lot of smoke, Molotovs. It's going to be like scrappy type of a play style, and that requires you to really be on point individually.
I'm glad we're talking about individuals as well, Sam. I mean, you can add to the Device discussion, but I also want to...
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
about that, and also on train. You know, Zivnix was not having a good time at inner, but a lot of that falls on device as well. When he was rotating, he wasn't getting anything. They were throwing a Molotov in Z, he couldn't find any openings to get kills, and it translated as well to that outer bomb site. When he was back post, they were coming hell, he couldn't line up any type of shots, you know, with Kazerby in front of him there. Device's impact was really nullified that game.
And I've got another individual I'd like to address. I just also want to quickly highlight, guys, that we would be jumping into game, it does look like we just were quickly resolving a fault with one of the player PCs. Now, Kjaerbye, you see him there with his headset off, and actually the first point you made was that he was the first to comfort Astralis given that train loss. But as an individual, starting with you, Sam, because I do know Janko's opinion on Kjaerbye, but with this individual who was so much hype surrounding him, it made sense to see him join the big Danish roster that is Astralis. Do you feel like you've seen the Kjaerbye that was, you know, the hyped individual, the big one, that kind of AZ V2?
You know, I don't think he has that star player potential, especially in this Astralis lineup. No, I think he's more of a complementary piece. Having said that, I was impressed with him at Ivy. Definitely. I thought he played very, very well whenever there was SK Ivy aggression. The thing that I didn't like, though, was when he left Ivy and went a little bit too aggressive during some of SK strategies when SK didn't have smokes up. He tried to force a play into, like, back 5. It would have been much better at times if he stayed inside Ivy, played in the cubby, tried to kill them when they crossed bomb train, because he also had Device back post who could help him kill anybody coming towards hell, going on top of the blue train or even crossing 5. So a little bit of a miscommunication there.
Janko, interesting. I mean, I think that's actually quite against what you would suggest, right? You've always regarded Kjaerbye as someone that has that star potential.
I think it is so it's his play style as well. The thing is, once you come into a team like Astralis that already has some of the established stars like Device or Dupree as well, it's a bit more difficult to find his place. Although when he actually came onto the team, Kerrigan said that he was going to give him all the roles that he had in Dignitas so that he could be the most comfortable. I think we've seen those performances every now and again from Kjaerbye. It's just that when the team is struggling as a whole, it's also difficult for individuals to really shine.
And of course, Astralis are going to try and shine very, very bright on Mirage. The question that does remain for our analysts here is whether we see a third map. I'll start with you, Sam. Do you think that Astralis' Mirage, excuse me, do you think Astralis' Mirage is going to be enough to take us into Overpass?
Well, a lot of it is, yes, I'm confident in the Mirage, but SK has just looked so shaky in it that I do think they do win this map. Having said that, SK has 2 good chances. Like, you can't count them out. I think 30% of the time or something like that, they would probably win this. And then going into Overpass, I know we're not supposed to talk about that yet.
Bite your tongue.
But still, you know, SK maybe 45% chances on that map.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Janko, do we get a full 3 maps to start off our final day here?
I don't think so, Alex. Okay. I think that SK, especially fueled by that comeback, I think that they will ride that confidence basically on Mirage as well. The problem is, yes, they have been looking shaky, but even with that, they still have a lot of routine on the map in general, right? You don't forget things that you've been doing, just how the execution is, whether it is polished enough. When you look at Astralis' camp, they beat Tyloo on Mirage on LAN, and they had a couple of online games against Mousesports. You know, not that many maps that have been played and not that much success. So I think that they will be certainly able to put up a good fight, but I feel that SK will edge it out.
Well, we've heard what the desk has to say. It's time to find out with some play. Anders and Semler are going to be guiding you through our second map. It's Mirage. And the question is, will we even see a third map?
It's a very valid question, Alex. Nobody knows yet that would be cheating, but I mean, I've got the same worries that Janko has here. The way that first map was lost, I mean, it could set a team like Astralis on tilt. But then again, I mean, there are 2 different ways of looking at it, right? It could also be that they're suddenly feeling, you know, like we did a pretty good job on that map. SK have won, like, what, 16 maps in a row on LAN here. Like, they haven't lost train 16 times in a row. That's incredible already. So I don't know what's going to happen. What I do know is that it's going to be the second map coming up here. It's SK and Astralis. So make a little bit of noise down to the audience. We are getting ready for it here. Second map, first semi-final. IEM Oakland. It's going to be incredible here to see if Astralis can make it back. And already we're starting with the pistol round. It's going to be FNX alone on that side. Fallen is now coming in, but look at the swarm of terrorists here. Astralis are ready for it. Can they hold on, SK? If they lose this round, that would not be a good start. FNX with a stunning headshot, though, taking out Kjaerbye, and Device will fall next. What a great defense.
Yeah, this is a nightmare, basically. FNX is going to overextend and get caught by Glaive. But the start there, the fact that he gets that first kill, that causes a little bit of a stumble in Astralis, that opens it up for Fallen. Taco's going to take down Dupree. The bomb has been planted, but it's a 4-on-2 retake now for SK Gaming, and they have all the firepower necessary. Glaive gets a bullet to the face, and Zipnik's trying to do the best that he can, but it's not going to happen. Taco with 2. And the pistol round going SK Gaming's way, which is basically another nightmarish start here for Astralis, because that's what happened on Train. First round of the map, SK went on a 5-0 streak. So are we going to have the same thing here, considering SK Gaming are starting on the CT side, Anders?
I mean, what's even crazier is that they sort of picked a really good round to go for that kind of an A push. The one flaw was the fact that they had everyone coming out of the A ramp. No one was hallways, and that meant FNX had just all day to get that shot in, and then Fallen got the other headshot. Otherwise, it was a very, very good round to do it in, so that's just a bit of a shame. Now, they've got a grenade here, one smoke and a couple of flashbangs. I think this is just to try and get a bomb plant.
Yeah, Cold is going to be here to back up Taco on that island. Maybe a little bit of a tanning sesh. Chill out together, relax as Astralis push out onto the A side. Rinse and repeat, exactly the same strategy being used here. They're just hoping to get that bomb down. Fallen running out of bullets. He will get the kill. And 2 kills, in fact, for him. Farah there to deny the bomb plant, and this is really not looking too hot here for Astralis in this round. A hard eco for them, and pretty much going as expected. No joy for the Danes. SK Gaming, 2-0 lead now. And well, Astralis, they will have the money for the buy. So now we get to see exactly what they have in store for us here as to how they want to approach SK Gaming's default and mid control.
So, I mean, not the best round the last one, but they did get 2 kills. I think that's perfectly acceptable. Considering the investment, they're going to be fine with that. I mean, the bomb plant would have been great, but even if they don't get that, they're still in a pretty good position here. SK, they've saved 1 UMP. They do have a lot of grenades, but this is a very winnable round for Astralis, so they can turn it around quickly. They've dropped the bomb back in T-spawn, so we know they're just looking for an entry like that. Dupree picking up fur very early on.
Very quick reaction coming in here from Dupree as well with the pre-fire, expecting Cold Zero to be there to back up Fur. Not going to happen this time, and Cold is going to have to fall back to the site. In the meantime, it's Taco taking the fight with Device, and he hunts Device down. Nicely done. Not letting Device escape is huge. He brings it back to a 4-on-4, Taco, and clears out the B halls in the meantime.
But even more than that, I would say a disturbing fight for Device to lose.
Yeah, he was running.
He was, yeah, what was happening? And actually, just to add on to that, Device was almost absent from that train map as well. So that is, because if he was flashed, it's fine. Then he can sort of lose that fight to Taco, but he wasn't. The flashbang was just a huge signal that Taco was coming, and then he was still just, yeah, as you said, running backwards instead of just taking a fight with him and winning it.
That's where you start to see that distressing lack of confidence. Confidence is key, especially in a game like Counter-Strike, where you need to know deep in your bones that you're just going to take that fight and win it. FNX will be able to hunt Zipnik's in the pit, and well, that bomb has been chilling out over in B halls for quite some time now, so it seems apparent that Astralis want to make their way over here. Although they have given themselves the option to wrap to A through underpass. Dupree trying to make some space over here, weakening the defense, but then Cold from CT is going to take his head off, and it's all on Taco now to stop this push onto the B side from Astralis.
He's been playing well so far. He is down to half HP. There goes the kill on the bomb planter. Glaive out of the round. 17 seconds left. Taco getting another one. That's a triple. And he's holding on to this. I mean, this is the 2 kills that just saves the round for them. Sip, he can't do anything. He's got 7 seconds left. He can maybe go for a kill on Taco, but that'd be it. Not even happening. A number of things not working out in this round. First of all, they don't check the bomb site. They just rely on the idea. And they had the manpower to check that bomb site. They just didn't. The other thing is Dupree, once he gets the first kill there in Shadow, why not wait? Why not just fall back and wait and connect it? There's no point in him taking a secondary fight there. He already had everything he wanted.
He's fully committing to just drawing as many players over from SK Gaming as possible. And I think Astralis, that's the issue there, is that they just thought, well, he's going to have rotated over. Dupree is really making so much noise. He got a kill. It's going to be that over-rotate with 30 seconds left in the round. Barely, 25, right? So, I mean, Astralis just taking the risk and going for it, thinking that they had really sold SK Gaming on that play to A, but it's not going to happen. And in this round, it's just a mop-up. Hard eco coming in here from Astralis. Fur with his 3rd kill of the round. He loves getting those eco kills.
But, I mean, the thing is, in Dupree's position, either they're already on the A-bomb site and you are gaining nothing by fighting them there, or they're already buying it and they're rotating in which case you'd much rather be in the connector. There's really no scenario in which it makes sense to continue to fight there, because as soon as you go down, that's when the sort of the clock runs out on that fake, right? That's when they know, okay, there's someone else coming, we can probably start rotating over, and then the fact that Taco gets all those kills makes it even worse. That's
Taco. I think Taco is like the standout right now. He is, I mean, he definitely woke up towards the end of Train, and now he's off to a fantastic start. 6-0 for him. So,
very well done.
The full buy here, though. Now Astralis, this is what they've been waiting for. They have all of the nades, all the rifles, no AWP for device, but full AKs across the board. Whereas SK Gaming, same thing. This is a very even round now, and this is when Astralis really need to get on the board. They can't let it start off like Train, where SK Gaming are going to get a big lead on them.
Fur's in a good position right here. He's going to get the one headshot, but good follow-up there from Dupree. A bit of a shame, because Kierby could have probably got that one, and FNX, unlike on Train, he really seems to have come alive here, and that's obviously a little bit scary. Now they're going to go check top middle. This is very, very smart play from SK. Will give away a lot of what Astralis are trying to do here.
Yeah, that's wild from FNX. In fact, he's just got his back turned to top mid the entire time. Got that read on the situation. Dupree, however, trying to create some hysteria over here on the B site once again, and he's doing a fair job of it. That does pull them out of position for just a second, but coldzera is still in connector. Bomb is on A, and those shots there give it away. Astralis now, they have to stick it, and they have to defend. And Dupree, he was on that long lurk, but FNX was still a top mid waiting for it. Now there's a man advantage going into the retake for SK Gaming.
Really getting outplayed here, Astralis, at the moment. They need to win this 2v3. Sip gonna go for the spray long range, does take down Taco, but he's on 3 health. If they had even one grenade, he'd be out of it. He's hiding in the corner. He needs Glaive to save him here, and Glaive is not there for the crossfire. He's playing for the bomb plant. There's a good kill. Sip hitting a headshot. How is that possible? Now it's a one-on-one, but the bomb is not planted for Glaive right now. Cold, he does have a kit. Not another time left here. He has to go for the full defuse here, and he's just waited way too long. And look at Glaive. He can actually see him. Astralis will win a round that I'm not sure they should have here. SK, they should not have lost 2 members to Sipnix.
No, they shouldn't have lost the second man. That's the big thing, but that's also just a fantastic shot from Sipnix. Any of these guys is capable of hitting shots like that, and in a key round, Sipnix delivers a blinding headshot on the second man and really gives his team the chance. So, individual play can make the difference at times. This is what makes CS so exciting, is that a player can just come alive and take control and go against the odds, actually win a round that really, yeah, they should not have been able to take up. With SK Gaming going into it, man advantage on that A site, it should have been SK Gaming locking down that round, getting that 5-round lead. But instead it's 4-1, and Astralis, they have some AKs, full buy from SK, and Fallen has now got his AWP to play with.
First chance for Astralis to force an eco here. coldzera, grenade in hand. He's going to get trucked. Now, Taco is alone. He's done it before, but this time he's going to have to step it up. Otherwise, they're going to be ecoing here. This is not a good position to be in. Taco goes down as well without picking anybody up. Kierby getting the first kill of the map for himself here. And now 5 versus 3. They are going to make a run for it. Astralis, really a huge comeback into the early first half here. This is very, very good stuff. Just the run and gun style working out.
That's where, as SK, you just get frustrated with yourself. So you're not they haven't gone for early aggression on Catwalk like that yet. They haven't really gone for early aggression on B at any point. It's really been a lot of A rush or A up through the ramp. So Cold just not expecting to get run over.
You know, just as this round is fading out, just to add to the discussion about, you know, choke or no choke at the end of that first train map, the one thing I did notice, I wish we could almost, we're going to have to find it in the video feed somewhere. When they lost that map, Kierby stood up and he instantly went and sort of, you know, the big slap, you know, to his friends, just big high five there. He was looking animated and excited, like we almost did a great job, everybody. Like he wasn't looking like someone who's been defeated, which we've seen from Astralis before. You know, they walk off stage and they look so sad, you know. This time was a little bit different. That's maybe the one thing that could be working out for them here, that they're doing a decent job early on, and a tactical timeout already being called for SK Gaming.
Yeah, and just to give a nod to Thorn as well during the break, I mean, he put it in very clear words, which was basically, that's not a choke. It's the hardest thing in CSGO to do right now, to win against SK Gaming, fully bought up on the CT side of Train. It's insane how good they are right now, SK Gaming. And when they had the rifles and the economy, SK Gaming, that lockdown, Astralis just could not figure out how to break through. So, tough task for Astralis, but you're right. They're going into their map now. They've shown that they can go toe-to-toe with SK Gaming on SK Gaming's strongest map. Now it's time to go into Astralis' map, and so far they're doing a good job of it. SK Gaming going for the tactical timeout very early on, but more importantly, Astralis with 2 rounds on the board early on in the half.
Yeah.
This is where they're going to start feeling good. This is where Kierby, like you say, right, should start really coming alive.
I'm curious. They did save 3 rifles. They were able to buy another one, and even the AWP there on Fallen. That's obviously a really big weapon to have. So we'll see if they can work out. SK buy themselves a second chance because of saving those rifles. Otherwise, this would have been a really quick reset for Astralis. Now, they've got to continue fighting. Devices on the other side. I think much of this game right now is on Device. How big of a difference can he make? He is the superstar of this team.
Right now, he is definitely cold. He's only got the 2 kills. It's a bit of spread out across Astralis, and we are still early days. And SK Gaming did have that fantastic start, but we'll see if he can come alive here. It's just, I think what we're thinking back to is when he was running away from Taco. That definitely did not look like the Device who knows that he's the best on the map and he's just going to win every duel. So enough of that, Device. Time to take some fights and win them. And Astralis now, step by step, clearing out the map, and now it's time to get into mid and see if they can get that mid control to give themselves some options.
Fallen clearing out of the angle, but he's going to re-peek it right there. Gives away the fact that he has the AWP, and they're going to use a lot of grenades here, but Fur will lose the fight against, or will win the fight against Sipnik, so that's a pretty good start. And again, we're down to 50 seconds here. Astralis, they've got the mid control, but they still need to build something behind it. They've got all these grenades up, and one of them is going to allow Dupree to walk in right behind Cold Zero, comes out with the UMP, and nearly gets a double kill.
Nearly takes down Glaive as well. That's nuts with the UMP. Taco going to just go ahead and take the fight straight up, and that's going to end up costing him. If he could have traded 1 for 1 there, his teammates once again would have that man advantage going into the retake. Now on the B site, this is going to be tricky, and Glaive in an off angle completely catches Fallen off guard. Kierby wins the duel versus FNX, and it's all on Fur 1v2. He has a kit, but he has no grenades to make his life easier here. And the Triangle of Doom has been set up on that B side for Astralis. It really should not be possible, and he knows it. He's actually giving himself a way out to run through window and get out of here.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit scared here because that round was shaky at best. They almost lost that fight to Cold Zero in the ladder room. And that smoke that Kierby put down, it was so deep into the kitchen that actually Fallen could have just taken 1 step forward and he would have been clear to take a shot anyway. So, I mean, it's looking good, but it's not looking perfect here. That is going to be, though, a 3rd round picked up and all the rifles gone from SK's team. They don't have the money to buy here. And if they did, I think that would even be slightly crazy.
Yeah, instead it's going to be just the eco round Deagle picked up by FNX, and really they just need to kind of calm down here, SK Gaming. There's definitely a lot of room left in this round to work with, in this half to work with, rather. It's not over yet. Astralis, though, they are starting to chain those rounds together. And it's not going to get any easier for SK Gaming, because if Astralis keep the chain going, SK Gaming, they're going to struggle to buy the nades to back up the rifles that makes CT side so difficult to deal with. So look at this. Dupree, nade in hand. Come on. There we go. Get the pre-fire. That works, too.
That was a pretty quick one, but they give up the AWP. I would consider, actually the bomb is in T-spawn. What is happening, Astralis? They're gonna get the kill, but now look at this. Fur and Fallen are gonna go and find the bomb. Sip will hear them running already. They should know this coming. Taco going for a fight. He's not gonna win though. And as they lose Fallen and the rifle, maybe just the Danes can bring it back here, but for just a hot second, that was about to be a horrific round for them. Once again, they really are playing this game on hard mode at the moment.
Right? Leaving the bomb behind when you get bombs like control? That's just nightmarish, because then, yeah, if you lose one part of the flank, you're gone. There's the shot. It's a leg onto Zipnix. He hit the shot first, but the timing was impeccable. Glaive was going to get there to get the kill anyway. And so it is Astralis tying it up 4-4. And SK Gaming now, they actually have the money to go for that rifle buy and the nades behind it. Although Cold is really, I mean, he is light. Surprised that he goes for helmet, actually. Versus AKs, I'm surprised you go for the helmet because it's a one-shot headshot anyway.
Yeah.
That's a smoke grenade that you could have, a kit.
No, I definitely agree. I would have, especially when he's in that corner that he's in over at A. A little bit of a fight in middle coming in here, and this is scary. Fur out in the middle of nowhere, goes for the spray, picks up a double. Device, he takes 1, but Fur is right around the corner, and where's the backup coming from? It's not happening. Fallen taking 2 big kills, and Sip is alone. That could have worked out. Now he's going to have to try and fight his way back, and he's going to pick up the 1 kill here. Still needs a hell of a lot more.
Anything is possible in this sort of scenario, though. There's still a lot of time to work with. Fallen is going to spot him out. Zipnix nearly gets picked off, but Fallen's got half HP. Fur is sitting on 2 HP. And they figured out that the bomb is still back in T-spawn, so this does somewhat limit Zipnix's options, because now exactly, Fallen can sit on that angle and hold it, really force Zipnix to have to make the mad dash or attempt a pre-fire to get him out of there. When in the meantime, Fur is going to get back over towards CT, and Taco is holding connector. And so Zipnix, that's it. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to have to fight his way out of this situation.
He knows he's up against at least 1 or maybe 2 falling around the corner. He actually misses the shot, but it still doesn't do that much for Zipnix. And the problem is now he's running out of time. He's got 40 seconds, and he has to assume that when he gets close to a bomb site to put the bomb down, that's when they're going to be there hiding and waiting for him. So, I don't know. This is a little bit worrisome. I think he's slow playing this too much.
He's gonna have to make the call soon. Yeah, exactly. 25 seconds left on this clock. And now they stack it up. They already have I mean, I believe that is Fur, exactly. Fur is over in kitchen towards B, so that angle is locked. And now they have 2 players waiting on the A side for SK Gaming. And he's walking. All right, so basically they just made the decision to hold on to the rifle and save it. There's no chance.
Yeah, that is pretty much it. So maybe that's, I mean, he wouldn't have to. They have the money to buy, so he wouldn't have to sort of make this choice. He might not be aware that Fur is that low, so he might just be in his mind thinking, I'm playing sort of, 3 full health players, it isn't worth it. Either way, it's going to be 4-5 here. SK picking up a really good round. That battle in the middle, those 2 SK players right here, as we're seeing, they were trapped on this slope. That should not be a good position. That's actually what you don't want when you're making that play. But they just fought their way out anyway and Fallen. Look at these shots.
I just love watching Fallen, though, because his timing is so good. The underpass, he just drops on him immediately. When that guy is getting geared up to try and shoot the players in the back who are sitting at top mid, Fallen's just like, peekaboo, boom, drops him. All right, 5-4 now, SK Gaming. He's in the lead, and while Fallen, the angle once again, but he's not going to make it. Doesn't hit the shot, and coldzera under pressure here on B side. Taco's there to back him up, but again, this aggression all out from Astralis.
But they're holding on so well. coldzera with the kill, FNX as well, going to pick up 1 in the middle, and that leaves Device and Glaive. They have so much time, though. So this is still, I would say, a very winnable round. You see how far spread out SK are. If they lose a battle anywhere right now, probably Astralis have the advantage. Glaive has clear position here to just take up connector, and FNX, is he really going to wrap around Device here in hallways?
This is perfect.
That would be next level.
He's going to be able to work his way in. They're not going to expect it. I mean, you do have Glaive kind of holding onto connector, and he's also got that audio information exactly. In case somebody's in jungle, in case somebody gets antsy, they make a step, he's going to be able to hear that coming and alert Device quick enough. Only Device has the utility, however, so they have to see where they want to set up this smoke.
Much of this comes down to where the bomb goes down. If they plant the bomb for slope, then FNX is going to be able to wrap around and kill them as they try and fall back to defend it. If they plant it for open, like towards jungle instead, this can maybe work out. We're down to 24 seconds. The rotation is happening now. They realize what's up. They are going to plant it much more open than I thought they would. Now Glaive back on the slope. FNX is actually going to come in the regular way instead of wrapping around. Device going into CT spawn right now. 2 people ready and waiting for him. Device, he sees them already. Going to set up a little bit of a flash then. coldzera not interested. Not going to get the shot either. And there it finally is. Taco to follow it up. It's all on Glaive.
And FNX, he's just looking for the fight. This is nuts. They figured out where Glaive is holding from. Now FNX, what a shot from Taco, though. Comes through CT. Glaive has no idea what hit him. He was so focused on FNX, he didn't even see the rotation come through. Plenty of time for the defuse with the kit. And a double op save here for SK Gaming as well. 6-4 in the lead. And that was a fantastic round for SK. They took all their time. Device had to try to make the play. He needed to take the fight to SK to bring it back to a 2-on-2 to give themselves a chance. It just did not pan out for the Danes.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't quite know how many people are coming through CT spawns. So it was a very tricky fight for him to try and take there. But 6-4, still a very open game right now. Possible to tell who's really running away with it. SK are winning some big rounds once it's down to a 2-on-3. They're really playing intelligent Counter-Strike, and it's what we need to see here. But, I mean, in the past, we would have maybe have expected that Device would have pulled out a hero playing that position, right?
Yeah.
Could have taken the 1v2 maybe.
Especially when coldzera misses the first shot. But not this time, and wow, they actually make the snake. It's going to be the smoke covering catwalk, trying to give you a way to just sneak up all the way up to top cat and get into that B site. Fur is going to be chased out of connector, and the smoke's clear. But in the meantime, coldzera, that was Dupree peeking up in B halls. He gets picked off by coldzera with that AWP. We're seeing that double op in play because Fallen is sitting in CT spawn over on A site. So there's an op on each site. And then the rifle here to control mid. Fur, is he actually going to be able to make it work? Because soon he's going to have a target here. Glaive right around the corner. An instant death waiting for him. Beautiful headshot there from Fur.
It's very well played. Falls back immediately. Doesn't really need to do anything else at that point in time. Flashbang coming through. Can they actually get the kill? He's trying to trade it up. Fur playing very well right now. Device finally going to be able to take him out, but he's also alone. Fallen with the double kill. That's 7-4. SK now putting together 3 rounds in a row. And that is finally, I think, going to break Astralis' economy here. And we do see a tactical timeout being pulled for the Danish side. So I understand if they're a little bit worried right now. I don't think 4 rounds is anywhere near enough here when you're playing SK. I think if they really want to sort of be able to celebrate and feel really good about themselves, they're going to need to get up to like 7 or something before they can break out the champagne.
No, especially, yeah. No, you want to actually just try and make this as close as possible if you're on Astralis' side, on the T side. But then again, SK Gaming are going to be swapping over towards the T side, rather. And so we're not really sure what we have in store from them when they get onto the offense. So Astralis, like if they can get up to a 6-9 finish here, give themselves like that average scoreline, it might still bode well if they can pick up the pistol. But SK Gaming right now are doing a fantastic job of just changing it up. They're constantly peaking, constantly being aggressive. I mean, that round was coldzera holding B apartments. He caught out the man who was trying to push over there. That was Dupree. But then you have the aggressive mid pushes. Right now, Fur is just charging into underpass. There's the aggressive flash. If had Astralis been over on the B side of things, Fur was just going to take the fight straight to him. And now he's got all the Enforced team. FNX can rotate over. Taco's going to get on short. coldzera already rotating. He's figured it all out. SK Gaming know that Astralis are going to hit A.
Yeah, and this is sort of similar to what he was doing on Train, except this map lends itself way more to this kind of play. This should be first playground in that sense, that just that he can push that aggressively. And look at the setup. Look what's waiting for Astralis right now on that A-bomb side, and Fur cold as ice. He runs a little bit. Sip still hasn't heard it. And, well, they're just running into the meat grinder. Here comes the MP9. Going to be a quick triple there. Great flank, great execution. They only lose Taco in that round. Fur up to 16 kills. I mean, he did it on Train. He was at 31 at the end, and he's just going to continue here.
This is going to completely slow down Astralis' pace as well, because if you get 3 guys shot in the back that way, after that deep into the round, it tells you that Fur wasted no time. He just pushed. And so now our Astralis, I mean, you have 2 options. Either you sit super passive, or you're like, right, rush. Go somewhere, and don't let them go for the aggression. We're just going to take the aggression to them. Not wasting any time. Fallen, though, look at this. Wanted to find that angle, but he isn't quite going to get it. Instead, Glaive is right on the edge of Connector. And it's Kierby who's going to be looking in to help him out.
It's a bold move for Fallen once that smoke is down to try and push through it, but it's kind of what he's known for, so it shouldn't be that big of a surprise. Again, we have Fur pushing up now into T spawn, all the way through the hallways at A, and that's a good kill to start off with. Fallen gonna get one. Where's the reply, Astralis? They're just waiting around right now. They're trying to get into the B-bomb side, and coldzera is denying that every single shot. It's gonna be Kierby going down next, and Sip alone. Again, the information pushes that are coming out here for SK and the defense. It just feels like Astralis are way too hesitant right now.
Yeah, and you cannot hesitate. You can't be off on your timings versus a team like SK Gaming versus coldzera, who's just going to pick you out of the sky. He just went duck hunting that round. They were trying to jump out of B apartments, and he was just sitting there with his AWP ready to pick them off one at a time. So Astralis can't be too straightforward with this, because right now, there we go. We're going to get coldzera's perspective now. Yep, midair, boom, good night, Dupree. I mean, Astralis are getting rattled. I think that's the main thing, because they seem to be really just very straightforward with what they're trying to attempt, and if you're doing that versus SK, you're going to get punished, and now they're just not going to show you any respect. SK have got 9 rounds on the board, and again with the mid-aggression.
And what are they supposed to do, Astralis? The other 4 players, they kind of have to commit to this push, but the grenades are raining in right now. They need an entry kill somewhere. Glaive trying with the Galil here through the smoke. Sip is going to be in charge, finally taking down Fallen. Now, can they actually close it out here? It's a 4-on-4, but what a jump from Taco up on the box, taking down Glaive. He gets another one, taking out Kierby. A 3rd one coming in. Taco, what are you doing? Now it's down to Sip. 1-on-3. He closes out the round here, even going aggressive, and that will be a 10th round for SK. Phenomenal play from Taco.
That was a spicy round. That was sick. Taco showing his versatility now. That's hard to do right there, taking the time to line it up, but then just staying alive through and through every fight. Taco, what a monster. 10-4, 15th round, and it's a force buy for Astralis. No bomb plan in that round means 2 rifles, 2 pistols, and a UMP. It's looking grim here for the Danes. This is a perfectly acceptable scoreline now for SK Gaming going into the CT half. To end their CT half, going into the second half, rather. They're going to get onto T side, and if this ends so strong for SK, could be an all-out aggression pistol and just running over Astralis to end them.
You know they have to be worried right now on the Astralis side. The question is, with the addition of Glaive, with Kierby in there, has the team mentality changed enough? Can they find the strength here? Because they're gonna need it right now. They are gravitating towards the B side of the map, and this time for once, actually, SK have very little information about what's going on. They got Fur sort of spotting in the middle. That's the most they know about what's happening.
He's going for the all-out peaks. There is Device at top mid, and there's going to be a grenade. Oh, they missed the smoke! Oh, this could be a real problem. Device is going to spot it, though. Because of that flash, it worked out perfectly, but Fur has a chance now to get some info. Kierby going to get boosted up. First, Fur and FNX still pick up the kill. That sets it up for FNX on the flank, but he's not going to get the follow-up. Instead, he leaves him a present with the nade, but Device is going to hunt him down.
What just happened? A crazy exchange in the middle. They do have a one-man advantage, but only for a second. Coldzera got to be taking down Dupree. Now 3-on-3 with 30 seconds left. This is a must-win situation. They don't even have the bomb picked up, and they're being flanked by Coldzera. Taco coming out of jungle right now. He's in a 1v3. He's going to get the first headshot, going for a second one. Taco picking up the kill on Kierby as well, and now Device is alone. The Astralis, they had set it up for themselves. Now is the time for Device to prove it, that he is worthy of this. He's got 5 kills overall so far. He's going to have to do this 1v2. He puts the bomb down with 5 seconds left, and Coldzera and Taco, they're far away. This is it.
Let's go. Take the fight. Exactly. Had SK Gaming gone over aggressive, had Taco charged in without waiting for Coldzera, that's what Device was hoping for there. But then the nade right on a Device, and Taco, well, they're going to line it up. More than ready. Nothing Device could do in the end. SK Gaming just too good when it comes to the teamwork and the discipline. I mean, Taco, he's got adrenaline pumping. He just hit 2 fantastic shots that pretty much win the round for his team. But does he go and throw away the round by charging in and giving Device a chance to turn it into a 1v1? No. Takes his time, waits for Cold, the buddy system in full effect, and that's an 11-4 finish to the half. What a dominant performance here from SK Gaming.
Excellent play from Taco there. Really, really well done. We are going to see how it unfolds in the second half. It's going to be coming up right after this break.
Intel Extreme Masters Oakland is brought to you in part by Intel, HyperX, G Fuel, Kingwin, iBuyPower, Best Buy, Totinos, Acer, and Xfinity.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's SK and Astralis here. Map 2, second half as well. And right now, The Brazilians have simply overtaken this semi-finals. They are in control of nearly everything here. They have an 11-4 scoreline. They played a stunning first half, and now Astralis, they're going to have to prove that they can do this, that they belong here.
The struggle right now, Anders, and almost, I mean, it's just coming through this pause, this is what you're saying. Well, either this is going to be an incredible comeback from Astralis, or it's going to be a total blowout from SK Gaming, and it really does feel like it's going to go either way here. Because Astralis, if they can win this pistol, then that could be what ignites it all and gets them rolling. If they get run over here by SK, it's going to be grim, but dupreeh, there we go. The first shot onto Taco, snuffing him, and now it's going to be Xyp9x falling back to the site. They are getting overwhelmed, but dupreeh somehow finds a second kill.
That's a big second kill for dupreeh, but now Sip, can he stand tall in the back line here, looking for the kill on Fallen? He's out of bullets, has to fall back, and FNX now with the triple. Cold in the back line here with the Glock clicking away. Glaive picking up one shot there, and suddenly we're in a 2-on-2. This can still happen. Astralis, they have to win this round. If they let it go, SK are probably going to cruise right into the grand finals. Glaive looking for the shot, Fallen going to get one. Now Glaive out of the open, and they're going to pick it up. SK, great round, and especially the flashbangs that rained into that B-bomb site. My God.
Beautiful.
I'm shocked that dupreeh got that second kill because those flashes were on point.
And Xyp9x, I mean, there is something to be said with somebody who can just stay alive forever. He's drawing so much attention. He was keeping two guys focused on him fully. That allowed for Glaive and Device to get out there and to start having a say in the matter. But those flashes, they made, he could do nothing the entire time that dupreeh was getting run down. You have to give it to dupreeh. He fought the good fight, but now that means that SK Gaming have won both pistol rounds here on Mirage, 12-4 lead. They need 4 rounds to get into the finals, and it's looking good for them. Astralis have gone for the force buy here in the second round.
You know, it was already going to be a hard comeback, but now it's going to have, now we're entering sort of the fairy tale levels here, if this is going to happen. 12-4, it is definitely looking very rough at the moment here for the Danish side. They have bought a couple of deagles and some 5.7s here to try and see if they can make it work, and a quick little shot there from Fur to take down Kirby in connector.
Fur is ruthless with that MAC-10. He is monstrous. And it's going to be the B side again here for SK Gaming. Palm is leading the way, up short, Taco on point, of course. And he did not spot the man on the site, but he will be able to try and run down dupreeh, who just completely shuts him down. dupreeh still alive, Xyp9x doing damage, Device with a kill, and somehow it is going to be FNX and Fallen battling in a 2v3, trying to get this bomb plan.
Oh, nice shot from Sip there. FNX was already low. Now Fallen, weirdly, alone in a 1-on-3. The bomb is right in front of him, but backup is being called for here. Fallen, the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. And Sip, triple kill for him in the round. Astralis, tell me right now, Semler, was that the round?
I believe.
You believe?
I believe.
Normally, that's not your style.
You're right, Anders, but this time, Device, he managed to pick up a kill. Device, I'm just so stunned by how Device is sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard throughout this entire best-of-3.
Yes, and I mean, Duncan has been making this point for a long time that, you know, even when they were in the worst slumps, it's always Device performing well. He's always there doing a very good job, so it's absolutely true.
Mr. Consistent.
That's
been his calling card. Oh, that nade.
Go for a bit of a run here with the Tech-9, but dupreeh gets the UMP out, but the flashes are in. Sip gonna have to help him out with a really good double kill. Finally, dupreeh goes down. Sip continuing on here. That's the quad kill, leaving FNX. 11 bullets. Can we get the ace out of Sip? That would certainly help, but Device is gonna steal it. It's kind of selfish, isn't it?
He has to get what he can, Anders. At this rate, it's that feel-good kill. You know, you just try and get in there. Get what you can out of the situation. He's going to ruin Xyp9x's day, but then again, I think it's more important now for Astralis to get the rounds. 6 rounds on the board now here for Astralis, 12 for SK Gaming, and it's a hard eco. SK Gaming went for the force buy in that last round and tried to go for a bit of a curveball, running B site 3 times in a row. So just hoping to catch Astralis off guard, but at least SK Gaming are realizing now that the B defense is on point. dupreeh and Xyp9x working very well together.
And you raised this question. We obviously can see that SK are very good on their CT side, but we don't know about their T side. And how good are Astralis going to be? They did pick the map, so you have to assume, you have to hope that they've come up with something big. Bomb is dropped in the middle here. Device, a little bit aggressive. He's going to get the 1 kill after a lot of bullets being wasted, but still, not that bad.
It's looking panicky to me. This is not Device. Device, what happened? Is this a doppelganger? It's just, you know, taking your spot. He's looking like that was like legit panic spray from Device. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, even worse, you know, all the standard European excuses are out the window because they've just been spending, what, like a week in Atlanta, so they're already adjusted more or less to the time zone. Can't use that. This is just a trial by fire at the moment, but they have closed the gap to about 5 rounds here. They've got the money, they've got the AWP, and we'll see if they can just continue 1 round at a time. Don't think about what's at stake. Don't think about that if you lose this, you're going to be out of the tournament. Just try and fight them here. SK have got rifles on their side too, and what a shot right through the smoke. Fallen takes down Device.
Oh, the attempt here from Kirby to bring it back, but it's not going to happen. Unscathed, SK Gaming. FNX is taking a little bit of damage, but this is hardly of consequence. And whoa! Guess what? There's an incendiary up there, Fer. Be careful.
Just imagine if you're Device and you got the AWP, you're ready for a great flashbang in. Fallen gonna be given a kill, and a headshot on Sipnix. They make it look easy.
And it's good to see Fallen with that kind of quality again, right? It's just unreal. He just knows when to come alive for his team. Like, it's this time, I need to make the play. Oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and double entry on the B side and make it look easy. Triple if we count Device at the beginning of the round.
Yep, and that kill on Device, I mean, you talk about a a player that's already feeling, he must be feeling pretty bad at the moment, you know? He's getting that big gun, $4,750 investment, and he gets tagged for the smoke immediately out of the round. That's SK winning up to 13, not losing a single player in that round.
We have to remind people as well that this is all off the, yeah, that's it. But this is due to the format as well. I mean, the group phase, the way that it pans out is that Astralis, they played excellent on that group phase in all the best of ones. They got through the group phase first seed and got seeded directly into the semifinals, whereas SK Gaming had to play a quarterfinals yesterday, another best of 3 on top of this one. I mean, SK Gaming have had some time to get their game going in the best of 3 format, whereas Astralis, they're coming into this best of 3 trying to get their heads straight, and clearly they're struggling with it. It's been 3 days, as you said, since they played last, and that was a bunch of best of 1s in the groups. Different scenario.
That could be part of it. It's so hard to tell if that's going to be a sort of a bonus or not for a team. You know, I think that would come down to the individual team. Well, Device said they've been practicing. That's obviously not the same thing, but right now, practice is over. This is do or die time. 13-7, and look at that. Taco winning the fight against Kirby in the smoke. They could hardly see each other. Device comes charging through, one more bullet, and actually Glaive is going to be the one to pick up the kill there on Fer, but they've left Dupree in the back of the B bomb site. Sip is rotating in. SK Gaming, if they win this round, Astralis, they won't have the money to rebuy, and I don't think there's anything else to talk about. This is the last time they're going to have a chance to come back in the game.
Chaotic much? You know, just what is going on? This mid-fight. That's just luck of the draw, who spots who first in the smoke, but it's going to be Fallen and Taco working their way back over towards the B halls. Now this sets it up for Astralis. They have a solid defense, very well set up here. The welcoming party, that has been a pretty brutal one recently. You know, it's not like a cold beer and a spot on the couch waiting for you.
Wow, look at that Molotov. 30 seconds left and the Molotov goes off. That means SK Gaming can't even change bomb sites. They really have to commit to this one. They had to wait just a little bit here. Now the grenades are going to be coming in. Devices over there as well. Glaive going to be gravitating in. Good start there. And Dupree with a big double kill. Leaves Fallen alone. Gets one with the AWP. 10 seconds left. No scope on Dupree. He doesn't realize there's a third player there. And that's going to be Device picking up a kill and getting the round. But wow.
Fallen with the flash. All right, then. 13-8, SK, they shouldn't be too ruffled about this. They've still got plenty of time to work with, but that is still going to be a key round picked up for Astralis. Losing quite a few players, however, but still, the economy survives for them. Rifles across the board, no AWP. Fallen, though, has shown us that he's perfectly capable of doing damage with the AK as well as the AWP, so no real loss here for SK Gaming. A nice nade to top mid, but Cold Zera, he pauses just as it goes off. And well, Device, he has no targets.
He's going to try and fight fire with fire and just hope to get a kill through that smoke. A grenade does land. We're literally right on Fer's head, so he's already quite low. I think he even got tagged by a second one here. If Astralis win this round, they're going to at least get a little bit of breathing space, because then SK won't have money. So there is at least a chance that they could buy themselves some space here.
Where are the shots, Zip? All right. Man advantage, though, and this is it. Does Device realize that a man has been boosted up? He's right on the edge. The rifle bear slows, and he gets the shot onto Fer. Well done. Oh, until FNX hits the shot. Device, he goes for the greedy peek, and he gets punished. 4-on-4 now.
How is it even possible? I mean, even when it's going the right way, then suddenly it's not. I mean, I can't even explain this. 13 takes the scoreline here. We are still witnessing SK in the middle of the map, waiting around. A very heavy defense towards the A bomb site right now, leaving Dupree alone, and FNX is sort of sneaking in those hallways here. Sip could rotate in with time, but we're down to 30 seconds, and Fallen, he is bringing the bomb over towards that B bomb site right now. Are they actually going to change it around?
They have no grenades. They have to just run. 20 seconds left. SK Gaming, you are running out of time. You need to get onto this site. FNX trying to peek for info. Dupree gonna spot him. Hits the headshot, but that opens him up. They line up for him, and he nearly gets the third. He does the damage, though, in the end. Taco and Fallen are so very low, and there's just not enough time left for Taco. That couldn't have worked out better for Dupree, however. I mean, come on.
Yeah, very, very good stuff. That's a tight defense, and as soon as he gets the kills, even up the hallways, that really cancels out that push. Then they would have to win quite a hard fight there, SK. Sipniks at 17 kills, just 2 behind Fur and Fallen. And honestly, more than anything, apart from the fact that he went down early here, I'm still shocked by the fact that Fur is just playing so well across 2 maps. Still making it happen.
Yeah, could this be the comeback finally? We've been waiting long enough. Oh, what a shot from Device. That flash, I mean, exactly. You see the arc came in from the A side. He peeks behind it, and Taco doesn't know what hit him. Astralis, they're on their way to closing the gap here. 9-13, still trailing behind, but this is an eco round for SK Gaming. And now we have some aggression? Really? Zipnix, do you really need to push the top mid when you're going up against Tech9s? That is just a little bit risky.
Yeah, definitely is. Cold Cirrus on the other side here. Must be careful. He does have the bomb, so if Sip wins this fight, he sees the shadow beforehand, and because of the lack of armor there, you can tell the aim punch just making life really hard for Cold Cirrus. But that device that we just saw with a quick flick in middle, we need that device to come alive. Tapping easily away there against Cold Cirrus. If he can refine that somewhere inside himself, if he hasn't lost all of it in the course of these 2 maps here, that would probably be the comeback for them. And actually, he's up to 12 kills. He's no longer at the bottom. That's Glaive, which I think is acceptable at this point here.
Zipnix and Dupree both are actually sitting pretty right now. Zipnix has just seen so much action on that B site. SK Gaming, they've hardly gone A at all. They are only going towards that B site, which is rare for a B player on the CT side. Usually you're falling asleep over there, you're trying to stay awake, you're slapping your cheeks, you know, like, oh man, I wish that they would come here someday. Zipnix is having a field day right now.
A lot of grenades coming in, but Fallen and Cold Cirrus playing smartly at the top of mid here, just not going to give anything away. And you are right, it has been a while since we've seen any A action, but with Taco and FNX in those 2 positions, not unlikely that they would end up there. They need the mid control first though, and Device is sneaking around. Once that smoke evaporates, is he going to go for the fight? There are 3 people waiting for him.
I'm really curious they don't mess the smoke up. So he's stuck, he's blocked off, and Fallen is going to start rotating back into T-spawn. Cold Zera probably going to try and make a little bit of noise over here towards short to see if he can catch somebody out. And in the meantime, the T side is closing in on the A site. FNX and Taco have been very patient so far, and Fur with the connector control, they're just going to start getting that stranglehold going on the defense over here. It's Kjerby and Glaive, and Kjerby is not necessarily in the ideal spot.
Oh, look at this as well. Device and Cold Cirrus are practically back-to-back at the moment. Cold Cirrus in the ladder room, so if Device gets the timing wrong, Cold Cirrus could be right on him. He's going to be checking in, but it will be an A push here. So the real question is, can Glaive and Kjerby hold on? Cold making a little bit of noise over here. Device is rotating the wrong way. SK, they're selling this so incredibly well. Kjerby and Glaive, it's all on them now. The backup is going to be quite far away. We're down to 24 seconds here. This could be it for Astralis once again, but they've got 10 rounds. They need way more, and the bomb is being planted right in front. Kjerby with a great headshot, taking down FNX, but the bomb is planted. 5 versus 4 at the moment, and Kjerby looking for more. That's going to be Fallen out of the round. Long-range spray here. Fur down as well, and Taco and Cold Cirrus, I don't think they can hold on to this one. Astralis, in spite of some questionable rotations there, it looks like they are going to be able to pull it back.
Questionable rotations, but also a very quick counter rotation back to the A site. And this plays into SK Gaming, showing a lot of hesitation when they're pushing out. They're taking so much time with it. When Cold is drawing attention over towards the B site, you would think that that is the signal for SK Gaming to start pushing and getting onto the A site on the other side of the map. But instead, they're allowing for Astralis to rotate back. By the time that they're going for that bomb plant, nearly everybody from Astralis is on the A site, and Dupree is pushing all the way towards B halls to get into T-spawn. It's just that's not going to work out for SK at that point, especially when Kjerby hasn't even shown himself yet.
Yeah, I'm shocked that nobody managed to find him in that corner. It's a very common spot to check, but they obviously went for the open plant, so a little bit unfortunate there. 13-11, we have the tactical timeout that's just been canceled here, but SK is the one who took it. They wanted to get a little bit of a chance to talk, and you can kind of understand why. Up until this point, they've won 2 rounds in total on their T side. One was the pistol, and then they won a little bit later in the 5th round, so if you look at the pattern right now, it's actually looking a little bit scary for SK.
That's a nice smoke, but here we go, the mid-aggression coming through. That incendiary, though, that's the timing. That's what makes it so difficult to get that presence out there. How does Device find that shot? He takes down Fur and a hail of bullets, and it's a man advantage here for Astralis. 11-13, Astralis managing to get yet another good start in the round. A Device, he's turning it around for himself here. Kjerby gets Taco looking the wrong way.
Sip is going to be going down, but Fallen taking a fight close range. Kjerby helping out. Device drops. Still a man advantage here, and Fallen very low on health. That grenade actually landing the wrong way. FNX turning up with a Galildo to take one down. 2-on-2. Kjerby, he just has to wait until Dupree shows up. There's no point in fighting this one alone. He's up on the box, and he drops the bomb. Still, I would say a big risk, but it does work out this time now. Fallen 1 versus 2. 24 health grenade. Oh, it's going to catch him as well. And that will be a 12th round here for Astralis.
Touchdown.
How deep did Device have to dig to pull himself out of whatever hell he was in? He's sort of catching up to the rest of his team, but on a personal level, that's very hard as a player to do.
Absolutely. But when you start really chaining these rounds together, I mean, SK Gaming, they've succeeded in picking up, what, 2 rounds? That's including winning the pistol, by the way. So this has definitely been the Astralis show. But, well, as I say that, Cold, he's going to open things up by dropping Glaive. So now it's actually SK starting off with the first kill in the round. And it's up to Astralis to try to bring it back. Kjerby hoping that somebody gets greedy, goes for the repeak. Instead, it's going to be Device and Kjerby under a bit of pressure here as the connector push begins for SK Gaming. No time wasted, and Kjerby gets shot in the back. Device gets followed up, followed again with the double entry.
And Sip going down. The round is definitely done here. Just a complete lack of mid-control for Astralis. They managed to walk 3 people into connector and make it all the way into the A-bomb sign before the first engagement happened. That is not a good way to get started. That's going to give SK a 14th round here. Astralis, on the money front, especially if they save this rifle, they will have it. They're probably going to drop it to Device, and then we'll see where they go from there. Or
they can go back to the AWP.
This is a real question here. Are they going to give Device the AWP instead?
They could go back to the AWP because Dupree, he's still saved 2 flashes. The kit, he just needs to reinvest $600 in an HE and a smoke. He can drop that AWP comfortably for Device and hold on to that AK for himself. What's more important is that SK Gaming now, this gives them a bit of room to breathe with. They're going to keep all 5 players alive at the end of this round. That is fantastic. Now look at that. Boom. Money jumps up to 4,000 across the board. That's a feel-good moment for SK Gaming. Now they have a margin for error.
And I mean, a power play from Fallen, who was lacking a little bit on the first map as well. He's back in here, 22 kills on him. It's that time again, Semler. 14 rounds for SK. Astralis, any mistakes now, and they're probably going to be out of the semifinals and out of the tournament. It's Glaive and Kjerby on the A-bomb side, and it's definitely looking like an A-push.
And just the gather as well. Astralis, they are trying to go for the peaks towards the B side, but it's going to be Taco. Flashes his way out. No stopping here. He has to just charge, go for it. Glaive sprayed, and there's still a man alive in CT. That's Device.
Gonna put in a bit of a Molotov there, try and see if he can pick it up, but I don't know how he couldn't get the kill. It looked like Glaive should have been saved by a teammate there called Sira, waiting in the middle for Sipnix to try and see if he can sneak on in. The bomb is finally planted here. SK taking their sweet time. Kjerby, can he get the kill? Yes, the smoke is gonna evaporate, and FNX will be going down, but then the hold from middle here. Cold Sira, how are they gonna retake when he's behind them?
And he kills Dupree as well. So important. Dupree was looking to trade that immediately. Now they have to worry about it, and it's not going to happen. Fur is going to take down Kjerby. And Device, did he fire a single shot? Was he able to do anything? Okay, he shot 3 of them, but no kills. Nightmare for Device. He just barely makes it out in time, but guess what? The Terminator is waiting for him on short. He's been spotted, and he's killed. It's over. 15-12, SK Gaming. Near perfect back-to-back rounds here. And it's on Astralis to dig deep. They have to go for the force buy, but their money is in shambles. They don't have a whole lot.
Those flashbangs that landed right on Glaive there, they made his life very tough. I'm not sure how Flash Device was in the background. It didn't look like it, but that was the critical moment. As soon as Glaive was down, they're going to smoke off Device, and he just didn't have a chance to do anything here. 15-12, it is match and map point here. SK a single round away from making their way into the grand finals. Astralis once again stuck playing for overtime, just like on Train. It's a horrible form of deja vu coming in here for the Danish team.
Oh, what is this? Such passive play out of Astralis this round. No attempt at mid-control apart from Device, playing super passively at window. dupreeh has got a bit of a setup in B Hall, so he has gone for some form of aggression. Light, very light, just trying to set a trap pretty much, with Xyp9x not even peeking into short. Astralis are at SK's mercy at this point. Look at this. Cold has got eyes on short. Fur just making some noise. Fallen is pushed up on catwalk. They're getting everything they need. And in the meantime, Taco is held passively in T-spawn the entire time, just waiting to see if somebody was going to push from Astralis, but that's just not the case. 50 seconds left on this clock, and Astralis still have no idea where SK are going to hit them.
No, dupreeh and Sip have a cool setup over at B, but it doesn't really matter right now because it's all in mid. That's where the early battle is going to happen, and may even decide where SK end up going. Again, they're being allowed to walk into connector without anyone spotting them, which means Kjaerbye, I mean, imagine how many he has to do here on the other side. Device out of the round, going to get taken out by Cold. Sierra smoke there. Kjaerbye, is he going to risk it? He has to fall back and wait instead, and Glaive over at CT spawn, low on health. This is looking horrendous right now. Astralis, much too passive them on SK, taking charge of the round, taking charge of the game in the middle. Kjaerbye going to be going down, falling with a big kill here. It's now a 3-on-5, and it's looking great for SK. The spray connects as well. Ferg taking out Glaive, and now it's a 2-on-3 here, and still in underpass waiting is Fallen.
You have to see now, it's now or never. There we go, the perfect pop flash by dupreeh. Stay focused, it's on Taco, but he's done this before. 1v2 clutch for him is possible with the AK. There's the first shot on dupreeh. He gets the first spray, and it's a 1v1 now. dupreeh, it's all or nothing for him, and Taco holds the line. He's got the Tech 9, and it's all about the spray. And again, Taco puts him away. Again, Taco comes through for his team. It's over. SK Gaming 2-0 Astralis, and go on to the grand finals.
Unbelievably close game on both maps, and they just can't break it all the way home. But SK, even when they look a little bit shaky, couple of timeouts, couple of breaks, and they're right back into it. Fallen leading the field here with 23 kills, Fur with 22, and remember he had 31 in that first map as well. So Fur's been playing a godlike semifinals here. If anyone, whoever's going to meet him in the grand finals, they're going to have to find a way to shot Fur out of the game.
They're going to have to find a way to deal with Taco. This guy can hop, he can rifle, he can clutch, he can entry, he can do everything. The rate at which he has improved since he has joined this lineup is insane. What a beast. But I think we're ready now to hear what OJ has to say on the stage. He has fallen for an interview.
I certainly do. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Some of the plays there.
Yeah, that was a great match, very intense. Despite the fact that it won 2-0, that was very close. They played super well on both maps. I'm glad we won today.
And who do you think on your team was your MVP? Because you were hitting some shots, Fur was hitting some shots, F9x, Taco at the end there. I mean, it was a team performance, but somebody must have stood out.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was a team performance. I think everyone played super well. Everyone had its moments. I think on Mirage now, Fur was having a great map. And we have also Taco doing great plays, great retakes, and also this clutch now to win the match. So everyone was on point, and that's very important to win a title.
You guys, when you start getting back up to your best, you're Brazilian steamrollers.
Yeah, I mean, we are a team that can do a lot of things in game. We can play a lot of styles, and we can adjust, depends on our opponent. So it's just a question of time for us to keep working our map pool, to improve some of the maps who have been great before in the past. So I expect a great year for us next year, so we're going to try to end this 2016 with some more titles.
Well, if next year's as good as this year, that's going to be some year. One thing I want to pick up on what was said by the casters during the match. We know Astralis didn't play yesterday. They had 3 days off. They'd only play best of ones during the group stages. Do you think yesterday, playing that quarterfinal helped you, get you back up to speed?
Yeah, I don't like as well be waiting a lot of days to play, but I think they had the opportunity to practice here if they want. I don't know if they did or not. And You can think on the other hand as well that they could be watching our games. They could prepare themselves better than us because we had to play other games. So it's a two-way, I'd say. It's bad for some aspects, but better for the others.
So heading into the final, a chance to win a share of this $300,000 and that trophy as well. If you were going to give me a Brazilian war cry, if you were going to say something to set up how you're going to play in that final in Brazilian, how would you say it?
Galera, nós vamos passar o trator, hein? Segura o trem da SK.
I have no idea what he said, but it sounded great. What does that mean?
I said we're gonna roll over with our train against our opponents.
Oh yeah, thank you very much to Fallen. And the winners there, SK Gaming. Fabulous to get hold of him as part of this Totino's player interview. Now, we are going to choose some people to take part in this match. In a minute, not right now. Settle yourselves down. We will do it in a second because we need to pass back over right now to the machine who's on the Xfinity analyst desk. And then we will choose some of you animals.
The wild crowd. Thank you very much, OJ, for taming them for just a moment as myself, Machine, YNK, and Daze do talk through the series. SK close it out in 2, and it did feel like the story started, gentlemen, with a lot of faith and a lot of belief in what Astralis could accomplish, and it seemed to slowly disintegrate and whittle down to an SK victory over on Mirage. We'll focus on this map in particular to start things off, though, and the Serbian Stallion will open with you. What was your kind of your opening expectations, and did you get to see the SK you expected on Mirage?
I think we did, especially in that first half, right? That's the problem. The problem with SK, again, they did have losses on Mirage, but it has been on some of the world-class teams, VP, Navi, right? The issue is here, Astralis, you could see the flaws that they have still. They didn't have as much time to practice with Glaive, so when they spread around the map, going for that default, going to mid-control, there are small gaps which SK, after that initial couple of rounds that they lost, they were able to pinpoint them and then to exploit that. You saw Fur time and time again being able to get a lot of map information and always be on the flank.
Sam, what about you?
Well, for me, Astralis, there's just these very small things that SK is doing that Astralis isn't. If you noticed, it was 12-13 or 12-12, I'm not sure. SK force bot, and they went to a 5 rifle setup, and then a few of their players died, and SK got the bomb down, but they still don't buy an op the next round. And I know Device was missing, but somebody needs to op there, because SK is adapting to your setup and saying you're just using rifles. You just need an op, and they would have crushed that round if they would have just hit their shots and opt. So you see SK and the small differences between them. SK is adapting to what you're doing, and they're adapting preemptively. Astralis is just letting these things happen and letting SK get comfortable, where if they just make these very small changes, they probably win the round. And then also, Fur pushing up middle there, when he pushed up middle on a very crucial CT side round, they didn't even have a molly behind the box. Anytime the Ts get behind that box, and they also had a player on the left, I believe, that should be a T-sided round. They should be able to get those kills. Instead, Fur just out in the open for 5 seconds. They played it properly. They just didn't throw the proper nades and have the proper support. Just those small things are not going Astralis' way.
I think at 12-13, the round that you mentioned, I think that's what started the series of events that actually won SK the game. I think they did an amazing job. Perhaps in that particular round, first one that SK won, Astralis might have thought that they were going to go for an eco, but instead SK forced. They managed to exploit mid, sneak up through that connector area, and then immediately the following round, they just fake mid control through the top mid smoke and run out of ramp because they are expecting Astralis to adjust and put more players and more focus towards mid. They managed to get into the bomb site, plant the bomb, and then they win the after plan, and that's really what got them, the opportunity to string rounds together is what was very, very important for SK in the end.
It did start to look slightly better for Astralis towards the closing stages of that one. Maybe an overpass was on the cards after all.
I think when it was 12-13 or whatever, as the rounds we just talked about, and then Device had that op in CT spawn, he had a chance to change the round. But this is my issue. If you're going to be a main opper and you're not going to op in these big moments, Fallen on SK, if he was put in the Astralis shoes right there, I think they would have won the game, because I think Fallen would have gotten that op and he would have won that, one of those 2 rounds to put them back on eco and put them over the top. That's the thing you got to do. If you're going to be that main opper, you got to man up in those situations and take it upon yourself, because you have a massive advantage. They're on a low buy. You could take early map control somewhere, or you could just have multiple opportunities for picks.
And I mean, that has to be a discussion in itself. With this match done, with the departure of Astralis, Device main AWPing. How comfortable do you feel watching that one? I mean, for a while, the general consensus was, Janko, that it's weird seeing him with the AWP when we know how competent he is with a rifle. Do you still stand by that opinion?
I think he is opting out of necessity more than anything else, right? They feel that someone in the team has to do it, and he is the best player in Astralis that can op. So the problem is, personally, if you could have like a dream scenario, you would have a proper primary opper in that team, and you could focus. You could let Device just focus on rifling. But I just don't think that's an option for them at this moment. He can be a good opper, but it seems like he himself as well is torn between the two things.
And it's not like they haven't had options in the past. I mean, they had Carrigan, Cajun have been in these rosters, and it's not like the success was any more. I mean, they still seem to be in limbo in that regard, don't you think, Sam? I mean, closing thoughts on Astralis?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that for me, is like that major issue right there. I think if they would have had that and he would have just opted, or they would have had an op there, you know, before we used to have Carrigan, he would just man up and do it, but they weren't still seeing results. You know, Cajun B as well. And maybe because they were passing it around, they didn't have someone that was always dedicated to it who would step up in those scenarios. But that, to me, like, those are very, very small things. That was such a close game. And if Astralis just has those minor changes and minor adaptations, I think they win that game. I think it was very similar to what we saw from SK on Train, where when it was like 12-12, I was like, okay, Astralis should win this. But then they didn't adapt in that scenario, where on Train, we saw SK adapt.
More adaptation from the Brazilians, and they get themselves a spot in that grand final. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll bring up the brackets now just to understand that we have just 3 teams remaining at the Intel Extreme Masters Oakland. It was a 12-team battle for $300,000 and even a chance to perform in front of the crowd. And now it is going to be just 3. Astralis will be the first to fall in the semi-finals, and we'll see who will join SK Gaming in that grand final after a break. It's going to be FaZe Clan versus NIP. That is going to be an exciting game. Some think FaZe Clan can make this all-star, meshy, scary force to be reckoned with work, and others have NIP lifting the trophy. We're finding out how the semi-final does go down after our break. We'll be back from the Xfinity analyst desk in just a moment.
Do you want to feel like a pro gamer? Wait.